Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing? Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. I'm going to be honest. I hope you all saw the announcement. This is an Ask Me Anything session. I don't have anything prepared. Nothing. So I'm hoping that you all do. I hope that you all came with some questions because I want to dig in. I'm sure I get a lot of one-off messages about digging into some things or some topics that I covered. And honestly, I don't have time to answer all of the questions. So I figured let's take them as deeply as I want to. I can answer them, but not as deeply as I would like to, or as like maybe some people would like. So I thought, let's take some time and dig into what you all want to know. So who wants to come off mute? Put your questions in the chat or whatever you would like to do. And let's dig into it. Seriously, no questions? No questions. Oh, Adrian's got a question.
What do you use to track your, how could I put this? So you have a list of potential buyers or sellers. What do you use to track the activities that you've done across the weeks?
Like, let's say I have, like, you're talking about like buyers that are in the pipeline, but maybe aren't like under contract yet, or we haven't like written an offer, or, you know, like just kind of track like the activity that we're doing with them. Exactly.
What do you use?
My CRM.
Okay.
I use HubSpot. Yeah, I just take notes on people. So, you know, that's probably going to change. We're actually working on building out an entire new like one-stop shop platform in my team. As soon as that's ready, I might share it. But right now we just use our CRM, and we have kind of like a standard for how notes are written in our CRM. Everything's always the date, you know, and what we did. Like if we had made a phone call, we logged the phone call, but then it's just, you know, what the conversation looked like, what sort of homes we sent them, anything like that. And if we actually like take a buyer on a tour, every buyer gets a tour packet prepared. And so that tour packet gets uploaded and attached to them in Follow Up Boss. So we can keep track of every home that they looked at.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Judith, good morning.
Good morning. I found the button. You had a month or so ago, you had one of these real talks about reels and how to organize them, etc. And I think there was a platform, some website or an app where you scheduled it, or was it just a calendar? Basically what it is that, you know, there are so many places we need to post these reels, and I don't want to do it manually because it takes way too much time.
Metricool. I think you messaged me that, I think, on Facebook. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I have this call, because I'll be honest, I get a lot of questions, and sometimes I'm like, shoot, where was that question? I remember seeing it, but I don't remember where it came. So it's Metricool is what we use. And let me see. I think I actually have a link for you here. Brandon, are you on the call? I don't know if Brandon's on the call. Okay. So let me find it real quick. Because I think I actually have an affiliate link that you can use. So let me write that down for you, and then let me get that for you. But it's Metricool. It's $18 a month. And you can schedule Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, TikTok, I believe Pinterest and Twitter.
LinkedIn? No LinkedIn?
Yes, you can schedule LinkedIn on as well.
Is it easy, or is it something that I have to learn?
You're asking the wrong person, because I don't use it. Like I pay for it. I let Brandon use it. So if he hops on, we'll ask him when he gets here. But I'm sure it's probably fairly simple. But yeah, and as far as I know, they have a lot of tutorials. All I can tell you is that I just kind of showed Brandon the tool that I use for it, and then he figured it out. I don't actually know how to use it. Sorry.
Okay, so I don't need the info for Metricool. I need the info for Brandon.
Yeah, well, yeah, potentially. Brandon is my assistant, yes. But yeah, you'll need to get the link first, and there's probably a bunch of things. So let me try to find a link for you, and then that would be the first place to start.
Yay!
But don't you have your son? I think your son works with you, right?
Yeah, and you would think that because he's young, he's into this kind of stuff, but Not all kids are like that. Some they actually have a real life and they play outside.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, I'll see. Let me find the link for you, and then maybe we can have him film a quick tutorial or something for you.
Yeah, he's going bear hunting this weekend.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me metrical link for Judith. Okay. So Sam said, how can I generate leads and what's the time frame to convert a lead? It's a great question. Sam, can I put you on the spot for a minute? And can I ask you what you're doing right now for lead generation? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry,
I was on the mute.
no problem.
I used to do the loans actually. Now I switched to real estate. And I'm trying to, now what I'm doing is going and meeting the people and asking my farmer clients this one, but not much. Most of them, they say that now is not the time to buy.
The things that I'm seeing, and I want you guys to know.
So great question. So there's a couple of things. First of all, when it comes to lead generation, there's multiple facets of multiple ways to do it, right? Organic is one way. Organic is the slowest and longest way to build a database. It's the slowest and it's the longest, but it's also the most plentiful, the most fruitful. So the organic outreaches that you're doing right now, those are definitely going to help. The other thing you want to think about is if you're doing organic outreaches, the face-to-face is not as much as you could do like on social media. Right. So if you're going to do organic on social media, organic lead generation on social media, that's going to get you a lot more of an audience at a shorter time frame than the face-to-face meetings. If you want to do paid lead generation, there are basically two really quick ways that I recommend that people do paid lead generation. And I will put my links in here for you. So you can, if you want to look into them, you can sign up for a free trial. Street text is number one. Street text to me is the quickest and fastest way to build your database. Now, depending on the type of leads that you're running through street text, you can convert. The time frame to convert those is going to be anywhere from 90 days to a couple of years. I mean, I'm just now converting people on street text who have been there since July of 2021 when I first signed up with street text. So we're a year and a half into it, but these people have been nurtured over a long period of time. And that's why it's awesome, because it actually really builds that database. And then all you need to do is really have a good retargeting strategy in place and have a good email drip campaign system in place, a good nurture strategy in place. And you can actually take those leads and get them from a lead to an actual closed transaction. Last year, I closed 9 deals alone just from street text deals. Right now, I have 3 under contract that are from street text. So like street text to me is the quickest and fastest way to generate leads online, Facebook leads. If you want to generate Google leads are a little bit further down the funnel. They're a very different conversion process than Facebook. So if you're used to generating leads or converting leads on Facebook, you have to switch your gear because they're very different and you have to understand the 2 different strategies. But Google leads or Google pay-per-click leads are also a really good way to generate leads. They're a lot more expensive, in my opinion. They're about $50 per lead versus Facebook street text. I get them about $6 a lead. So it's a very different cost. But the difference between the time frame on a Facebook lead versus the time frame on a Google lead is insane. Like I can take a Google lead that comes in and convert them within 30 days, but a Facebook lead can take me up to 2 years. So I'm going to put in here in the thing, I'm going to put my link for street text, because if you are interested in doing street text, I would highly recommend you do it, but I would love you to sign up with my link because I love their affiliate thing. I got to find it. And then it's not here. So give me a second. I'm going to write that down. Ooh, Brandon, I see that you joined the call. Are you here? No.
Lynea, I am here. I'm looking for the link right now.
Also, can you look for the link for Metricool? Because I think we have an affiliate link for Metricool as well.
That's the one that I was looking for. So sorry, what was the one that you just were talking about?
Oh, street text.
Street text. Okay, I'll look for that one.
Yeah, I don't know if let me know if you can't find that one.
Okay.
So we'll get those for you in the link. So Brandon's finding them. Thank you, Brandon. So that's my thing. So if you want to generate leads on on Facebook, street text is really honestly the super fastest way to do it. And then you have to get to be an expert at converting. an expert. Like that's all you're doing is you're nurturing, converting, nurturing, converting, nurturing, converting. Then if you want to do Google pay-per-click, Agent Launch is by far the best Google pay-per-click training program I've ever learned, which also will go ahead and plug that link in here for you as well. I'm writing these all down so I don't forget because I know Brandon is busy searching. So, but Agent Launch is going to be the best Google pay-per-click training. So those are my 2 suggestions if you want to generate leads fast that are not organic. Organic lead generation, we can go into on a whole different call. I think that's a great call to do.
Thank you very much. Looking for that street text and the Google.
Perfect. So we'll get those in there for you as soon as possible. Thank you, Sam. All right. Ellen.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I want to go back to your street text. You're converting from leads that were in there from 2021. What did you do? I mean, surely you weren't calling them every week. Were you just dripping emails on them every month, every 2 weeks?
So my street text campaigns, it depends on if it's a seller or a buyer. Okay, let's pretend it's a seller, which are my favorite leads. I prefer to spend more money on seller leads than I do to spend less money on buyer leads. Just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Most people prefer buyer leads because they're less expensive, and most people feel like buyers are easier to convert. Okay, so that's why you have to kind of take your pick and what your business strategy is before you decide which sort of lead you want to go after. So we have a series of drip campaigns. So when someone comes into street text, there's basically a 3-day follow-up campaign. From there, they go into a 30-day follow-up campaign. From there, they go into an 11-month follow-up campaign. That campaign consists of a series of HomeBot. Everyone if it's a seller lead or I have an address, they go into HomeBot and I let HomeBot do its thing. It consists of texts, series of phone calls, and emails. Emails include PDFs, include videos, include just a series of everything. So what happens is when people are just kind of like seeing me, right, all the time, they're seeing me in their inbox, then what happens is I'm guiding them through my website. So they're going to go to my website, which is pixeled. We're going to retarget them on Google, and we also retarget them on Facebook. So they're being retargeted. So once you click on my name, if any of you have done this, so you probably see me all the time anyway, but once you click on my name, you will not stop seeing me. So, and that's basically how we do it. So they do get phone calls. You have to pick up the phone. You have to talk to people, and you have to call them right away. And you're going to find out right away if they're going to be someone that you want to nurture and just kind of let the email drip, or if you're going to be someone that you might want to continue like having a series of phone calls set up throughout the next 6 months or so.
Okay. And you're doing this through Follow Up Boss.
Yep. I use Follow Up Boss as my CRM.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Isabel. I recognize your face, even though that's not your name on your.
Yeah, I'm using my sister's iPad. Good morning, Lynea. I wanted to ask you 2 questions. One question is, I want to set up a local Facebook group for small business owners, but I wanted to find out, should I set that up using my sister's business page or her personal account? And then my other question was, there was another question, part 2. I can't remember, but.
Well, let me answer that first one. So it's really going to go back to your strategy. Are you retargeting people?
Yes, I would like to retarget later on once I get them into Facebook and get them into my database. Yes, I do. I would like to retarget them.
Then business page. Then go join the groups as a business page, right? Because what happens is you can retarget people who interacted with your page. So if you're strategic about it and you're actually engaging on people's posts and you're getting them to come to your page, they're going to click on it. They're going to interact with something. So as long as you have engaging content, they're going to interact with something, and then you can retarget them.
Okay. Okay.
I would always do your business page for something like that.
Okay. And then what about, should I make the group private or public?
What's your goal with the group?
What's my goal? Well, I wanted to share I wanted to share resources to help them grow their business. And later on, I just want to be able to collaborate with them if I can, in terms of supporting them through my newsletter or through my newsletter.
So it's really going to depend. Like if you want to make it private, you're really going to have to invite everybody to it. If you want it to be something that people can find because you have great resources, because it's local, because for whatever reason, you're going to have to make it public. So I think you kind of have to decide on like what your actual goal is with the group. Like, for example, my Facebook group for agents is private. I don't want just anybody joining it. I don't approve people who don't answer the questions, right? So I'm very particular, and that's for a reason, because I don't want it to be one of these the agent groups where everyone comes in, and I don't want rants in there. I don't want salespeople in there. I want it to be like an actual resource group, right? So you kind of have to think about it that way. Whenever you open up something to the public, what happens is you start to get a little bit more. You start to let in a little bit more of like the risk of unhappy people or different energy than what you might want. So you kind of got to think of it like that.
So even though I set up the group as public, can't I ask them questions to see if they if I can let them into the group, if I approve them?
Yep, you can.
Okay.
So you kind of got to think. I mean, you know, if it's a private group, you have much more control over who's in because you have to invite them.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so there's a question in the chat. Judith's asking, can I do a Zoom on Google Ads? I cannot. I'm going to tell you why, because I don't run Google Ads. I don't really know much about them, but I can bring on Eric, who actually runs them for me, and I can have him do a little training for you. So let me write that down because I don't actually know much about Google Ads other than how to convert them. So there's that. Okay, and Lenora's asking, I've been an agent for 18 months, but also own a travel company specialized in Italy since 2006. Travel has been my industry for 30 plus years. I've made 3 sales, like I'm assuming real estate sales so far, but I'm wondering how I can best incorporate the 2 businesses. My strategy is to keep my travel business, but focus mainly on real estate. It's a great question. And I think that is a longer strategy question. I'm going to actually what do you call that? Table that? Is that what it's called? Bookmark that? And let me think about like the best way to answer that, Lenora, because that's a longer strategy question that I can come up with on the spot. So bear with me. Okay, Adrian.
Oh, I know this is not a street text event, but which is the street text ad that has been more successful to you to get sellers?
I call it the blue house ad. The one where it just says, what's your home worth? What's your home really worth?
Okay, and what's the background?
The map. Logan hates it. Hates it.
I know he does. And my other question to you is, I may sound like a Neanderthal when it comes to Facebook, but I hear everybody inviting leads to their Facebook page. So I have a 2-tier question. Do you invite them to your personal page or do you invite them to your professional page? That's 1. And 2, how do you do that?
So there's so many different strategies on this. You're absolutely right. Like Wendy Goss, she gives friend requests to everybody who comes onto her Facebook responds to one of her street text ads. I personally don't. I invite everyone to like my business page, however. So what I do is if they like click on an ad or they like an ad, it's easy to go in to see like who did it. And on your business page it's going to pull up the option to invite them to like your page.
Okay, and so therefore, if you're using your business page, I think the success of Facebook is not to do all about real estate. There's got to be some, events, personal things, et cetera, et cetera. Do you do that combination of content on your professional page?
I do. I have a very, very, very specific strategy when it comes to content. And I'm a firm believer that only 50% of my content should actually be real estate related.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, thank you, Lynea.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why is just because like people, especially when it comes to like, if you're running ads through Facebook, how many of us run Facebook ads in some way, shape, or form? Okay, let's imagine we were all in the exact same market. Every one of us. Let's pretend we're all in Seattle. Okay, that's one. How many people are on this call? That is 27 people. There's 27 agents. We're all running ads in the same market. How do you set yourself apart? The only way to set yourself apart is to be authentic. Like, there's no more like I get kind of like, whenever I hear people talk about an elevator pitch or like, come up with that unique value proposition, like those are very important skill sets to have to be able to talk about what you do in a very short, concise words, right? But Facebook is not meant for elevator pitches. Facebook is not meant to be like, I help people buy and sell homes. That is not what it's meant for. People don't want to come onto Facebook and see like your listing ad or your sold ad or your award ad every 5 seconds. Like every time you scroll through Facebook, I want you to count. Next time you scroll, I want you to count how many businesses posts you see. How many of them do you actually see? And how many of them do you actually click on? Because if I'm going to click on something, it's because they said something that I want to know. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. Do you ever see Allie Beloyd Media? Did any of you ever see her ads? You know who I'm talking about? She talks about digital marketing, and her ad copy is real good because every time I'm like, ooh, what else does she have to say? And then I go down a little rabbit hole. I click on her page. I'm like, ooh, what does she have to say? What do her reviews say? And that's actually why I don't move forward, because I don't like the reviews that I've seen. But like, you guys got kind of think about that when you like go through your page. I want you to think about it consciously next time. How many ads are you seeing? How many ads are you seeing? And then of those ads, how many do you actually click on? And then if you actually click on the ad, how many of them do you actually dig in deeper? Right? And pay attention to that, because that's going to tell you what those people are doing. And that's going to be like how you also can set yourself apart. Right? And half the time you don't even know, like a lot of you actually go through and like my posts, and you don't realize that you're actually being targeted. Like, I'm actually advertising to you. Like, you go in and you like a story about, my car. You like a story about me climbing Machu Picchu. You like a story, you comment on it, mostly because I'm advertising to you, mostly because I'm retargeting you, but you don't know that. Like, you're not looking at it being like, oh, this is an ad. You're like, oh, I want to know more about her. Right? So that's what you have to kind of think about. That's what you have to think about with your content, is like, people want to know more about you. I just spoke in a local class the other day. Thank you, Aaron. I saw Aaron, he came. I just spoke in a local class the other day, and I talked about this to a group of local agents, you guys, and I'm sharing this with people who are in my market. It is likely that we are in some way, shape, or form going to cross paths along the line. And I told every single one of them in this room, I'm going to guarantee you that none of us will ever probably go up against the same client in a listing appointment, because my clients, when they're coming to me, are my clients. Guaranteed. I don't have to go and fight for listings anymore. I don't have to fight for them. As long as I know how to generate that lead and I know how to convert them, I don't have to. I'm good. I'm like, I'm going up again. Oh, wait, there's 2 other people. Cool. I don't care. Whatever. And sometimes I don't get it, and I'm cool with that too. You know why? Because it's not my person. It's not my person. But your content on social should be like, you should be sharing who you are. That's the only way in this market that you are going to stand out from anyone else.
Okay. And then last but not least, what's your take on YouTube Shorts?
I have multiple takes on YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts, it's a good way to reach massive amounts of people, right? Because they're like Reels or TikTok. Like, it's a good way to reach massive amounts of people. But as a consumer, I don't necessarily go to YouTube to watch shorts. So, we have kind of experimented, like just kind of repurposing my Instagram content to YouTube, and it's hit or miss, super hit or miss. So, my theory is I'd rather spend time on YouTube actually creating valuable quality content that people want to watch. And then just, if I can specifically repurpose something, cool.
Thank you.
Nina.
There we go. Hi. Okay. Wanted to ask you, a couple of questions. What are your thoughts on street text reels?
Street text reels.
Yeah, I just saw that came out they posted something on that, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. That they're going to start doing street text reels. Or recommending it or having something. Okay.
And that's a great thing for me to look into. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And can I ask you if I'm somebody that's paid to have street text ads, put together for me, but due to budget constraints, I need to start doing it myself right now, and I cannot take on any more buyers that need to have the perfect home. I need to get sellers. So, do you recommend running that, that house ad with the map?
I do.
What's your home worth? Okay. And may I ask you, would you mind posting your affiliate codes for HomeBot and BombBomb? Because my HomeBot affiliate is no longer going to be offering that anymore.
Yeah, HomeBot does not offer an affiliate, you guys.
Oh, I know we have to go through a mortgage person. Do you have one that's nationwide? I'm in New Jersey.
I can, yes. Let me write that down.
Because my past one has just sent out an email and she said she can't do it anymore. Excuse me.
HB4 New Jersey. And let me
I'm on the same boat, Nina, so I will need this person for the HomeBot as well.
Oh, wonderful. And do you have any suggestions for somebody who's going to take it off, audit somebody else running, having the ads put together, monitoring that, to doing it yourself to really maximize leads with, I want to say, like $150 ad spend on Facebook?
So you're going to stop having street text manager ads and you're going to run them yourself?
I am, just for financial purposes until I get some some sales.
So you close some
business. It was great. And I have to say, I loved it when I had 500 in ad spend because I got 3 good leads.
Right.
But they still need a lot of nurturing.
Right. I'll be honest. I'll give you what I would probably do. The thought of having to run my own ads, it makes me a little anxious. So I don't actually, I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Okay. I know, me too. That's why I'm asking.
Do you have a VA?
No.
So what I would probably, if it were me and I were to stop paying someone. I mean, the thing with a VA is you still have to pay a VA, but a VA can do more than just the one thing, right? With street text running your ads, it's $300 a month for one task. So like if you could pay a VA to manage your ads, manage your Facebook, manage that sort of thing. You could pay them, $500-$600 a month, which I know it's kind of opposite what you're doing, but they can do more for you. So you might be able to get more bang for your buck. That's probably what I would do. I would have to weigh the cost and see where I could cut to be able to afford that. But if it were me doing it on my own again, I would probably only run 1 or 2 ads, and I would make sure that I'm time blocked to look at like once a week to look at my ads and see what's actually performing. And then you're going to have to get really good at understanding the analytics and understanding what works. So utilize the Facebook training or the street text trainings if you can.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lanny, hi. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a bit. So I just was wondering, when do you post on your personal and what do you post on your business? How do you do that? Or how do you, determine which is which?
Do you mean the content?
Yes.
I don't judge between Facebook personal or Facebook business. I post the same content on all channels.
Okay. So you post the same thing on all of them?
Yep. Same thing. I don't post them all on the same day. They're not all kind of sporadic. That's why we use Metricool. So, Brandon can go in and he can see what's the actual strategy for the month? Where does the content go? And he actually schedules it out for the days that I want it. I don't do the Instagram to Facebook share. I don't do that. And I don't do the Facebook business to Facebook personal share. I don't do that. I post separately on each channel it actually helps with engagement on each channel when you post separately. But the content
that's a good idea because I share them just to make it easier, but it's better if it's different stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And so I post this, it's the same content.
Thank you. That's good.
Amy, who do you recommend for VA companies? I have to hire very, very soon. Okay. So I have gone through a series of VAs. I have used, what were they called? the outsourced doers. They were great because outsourced doers was like they're trained in digital marketing. So they understand how to build a click funnel. They understand SEO. They understand hashtag research. They understand like all the digital sides of things, which is really cool. My only drawback to that was that the company was based in Australia and the VA was based in the Philippines. So you're dealing with 2 different time zones when you're trying to get help. So that was a little bit more challenging. I think Australia is like 10 hours ahead of me or something like that. So 10 or 11 hours ahead of me. But they were great. I mean, they did all the training for you. They do 30 days of intense onboarding for your doer. They actually they talk to you. They do a little intake with you, understand like, what do you need? And they find someone for that specific purpose. And then they train them in their things. So that's cool. I have also used My Outdesk was another one. And I know a lot of people love My Outdesk. It's kind of cool because first of all, they're American based. So your time zones are much easier to talk to like your person, but they take care of all the HR for you. They do all of that. So if it depends on like, if you want a VA who someone else is going to help train, you want to try to probably find a company. But if you want a VA that honestly, you're going to save a little bit of money if you try to source them yourself. And then if you have systems in place to train them, you're going to save a significant amount of money because for a VA, mostly you're probably going to pay a company $11 to $13 an hour. And the VA is going to make about $4 to $5 an hour. Whereas if you source them yourself, you can pay $6 to $8 an hour and the money goes directly to your VA. But there's no benefits. I mean, there's pros and cons to both, right? Because they're getting benefits, they're getting health benefits, all that stuff, vacation time off, all through their company, and they're not necessarily through you if you pay them directly. So there's different ways to look at it. So, okay, anybody else? We good? All right, you guys. So thank you for some of this feedback. I'm going to work on getting a Google Ads training. Anything else that you guys want to see? Because I've been thinking lately, like, man, I need to get some guest speakers back on here. It's been a while. So it's just been me teaching, which I love to do. But I'm sure there's some things that I don't know how to do that I can find people who can show you how to do. Google Ads is one of them. Anything else? Nina?
How about in this market, it's kind of different all over the country, but what about a training where you're starting all over? And how do you get business up and going? What is the most efficient way to make it happen? Where to allocate your money, where to spend your time, like the 1, 2, 3 basics that you would do if you were going to get to where you are. Like, you're your future self now, but back 10 years.
Absolutely. We can do that for sure. I also know someone she has like the fundamentals of real estate that she teaches. So she could also be a really good person to be like a guest on that too. So
may I also suggest, Lynea, if you could do a session on scripts?
Like scripts,
what are the most successful
video scripts or scripts on talking to people?
Scripts on talking to people.
Okay. I like this. Pay-per-click, foundational training, scripts, anything else? That's all. Anything on the top of your mind?
Something about the law of attraction.
Yeah, I like it. Manifesting. Manifest that shit.
Yes.
Manifest that. I love it. I'm all about manifestation. Okay, this is great. All right, everyone, thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will get back to if you guys saw the Brandon posted the Metricool link. So if you are interested in trying it out, go ahead and use that link there. And if you're interested in signing up for a 7-day trial with Street Text, go ahead and use my link there. It would be awesome. And then I'm going to work on getting the link for Agent Launch if you want to learn more about Google pay-per-click. But even better, I'm actually going to reach out to Eric right now and ask him if he can join me on a call soon. So, all right.
Thank you, Lynea.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.